Peace family. So I'm back with another one. So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about how discipline is way more important in value than being motivated or inspired. You know what I mean? These two are they are just really huge ones that is at the forefront of as far as what's helping us push and move forward in our daily lives and what's helping us, in the longevity of things. Discipline, and why I say discipline is more important than being motivated. Because the more you learn to discipline yourself, the more you'll realize that you don't have to be motivated to take the actions to get the things done that you're trying to do for wherever you're trying to go at in your journey. It starts with the discipline. We just have a bad understanding of discipline because of how most of us, that was in the 80s, 90s range was raised. We just have a different concept of discipline. Now the millennials and everything else, I don't even know if discipline exists. But as far as for us, we had a different understanding of discipline. It came a lot harder. For some of us, it came a lot more violent. That's physically and a lot harsher spiritually. You know what I'm saying? But if we was taught the simple things that we needed to know to discipline ourselves, we wouldn't have had to worry about other motherfuckers disciplining us, because we would have had the tools and tactics to do it ourselves. And these are some things that I teach on for the next generation, and which is why I like to let them walk in their own steps. My mini, I let her walk in her own steps. I give her the tools. If she don't follow or don't take the instructions properly or at all, that's completely on her. But I make sure I'm still assisting her so that way she learns how to discipline herself. Little things as far as alright, I don't want to have to always pick her dishes up and take them to the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? So now she knows that, okay, this makes things a little bit easier and smoother, and I don't have to do 1, 2, or 3 if I just take them over to the kitchen myself. You know what I'm saying? Just little things in that department. But I realize that's just speaking as far as my mini, but as far as us being adults, as far as me, because I've implemented a lot of new routines in my life since 2014 I should say. So, but for me, I didn't really take it as discipline. I always thought of it as being consistent. But I realized being consistent kind of goes hand in hand with being disciplined, because you have to, be able to say no to some things in order to stay consistent in other areas. But before I was really diving deep enough and trying to approach it from different angles, I didn't really have that perspective of it. But now understanding that a lot of these things that I've been able to do, a lot of things that I see many to do, it's not really having to do anything with motivation. It's more so of just being disciplined and consistent in the actions. If you have a reward system set up for yourself afterwards, then after your discipline. So for me, I'll say it this way, okay? Because I wanted to implement working out back into my routine, because I was just doing so many other things that I had took a long break from just working out. I went out meditating, I was walking trails and doing all that stuff, but I wasn't really working out. So I was in this space spiritually, diving in and putting myself in this space of trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it and seeing myself doing it for probably a couple months. But then I realized I just had to do it. And it didn't matter if I had an exact time frame to do it. It wasn't like I said, all right, I'm gonna start working out now today at this time in the AM. that's not how it went. It wasn't like I'm gonna work out in the evening at this time. It was just like, yo, you gotta fucking get to it. Simple process. The faster I can discipline myself to get to it, the faster I can stop thinking about it and putting it or having that space in my spiritual world open. I just want to know that it's already taken care of. I don't have to keep recycling through that thought per se. You know what I mean? So for me, how I had disciplined myself, which I mentioned it before, is, you know, just trying to kill as many birds with one stone as you can. So it's like, if I'm already going out and I'm already in life and nature already, why not just breathe this air and work out too? I don't have to be in the gym. I don't like the cluttered space. You know, I don't like all the different energies and frequencies. I don't like how, you know, I'm trying to work out, but everything is still fucking sexualized right in front of me. You know, it's taking up space in my inner space. So for me, it just made more sense. Okay, you don't have to worry about none of these distractions while you're working out. You can get to it and you can be distracted somewhere else if you're going to be distracted, but it doesn't have to be in this space. But that meant that I also had to understand, all right, it didn't have anything to do with motivation. Everybody knows when you start working out, you're not going to see no results right away. You know, it's something you have to stay consistent with to see them physically, but spiritually, you'll feel them. On the inside, you'll start to feel it building. You always feel everything. That's how you know everything starts inward, outward. Because for one, once you're doing it for a little while, you may not see it on the outside, but you feel it in the inside. You feel better. You can tell something is working on the inside. And then on your second stage, you can tell from the inside because your endurance and your strength from the inside is building up. It's still not showing on the outside yet, but you can tell all these things is taking place. The main reason why a lot of people quit and tap out is more so because of the 3D results. You know, a lot of them are 3D beings, so they're working out for the 3D results. And even if you're not 3D being and you're working out to get better, you know that it has to start within. So you already know that it's going to take a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're trying to drop 200, 300, you know it's going to take a lot of time. If you're trying to drop 50 to 60, you know it's going to take some time. You know what I'm saying? It's the other 3D beings that start from the outside and then work their way inward. We have to start within and work our way outward. So that comes with discipline. That means that when you implementing these certain things, and I'm just using workout, it's a lot of things we can implement to discipline ourselves. You know, you may be wanting to stop eating certain foods at a certain time or something. You know, I'm just using the workout as an example right now. And you have to stop, cut, or remove certain things at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? So if you're implementing working out into your routine, and let's say the only time you have to work out is right when you get off work, but right when you get off work is when you like to take a drink or something. So most people, once they already had a sip or a drink, they're not gonna go work out. So what you have to do in between that time is say, all right, look, I normally grab my drink first and then I do my routine. This time I'm gonna go ahead and hit my workout routine in. I'm gonna get that in so that way my drinking stuff or whatever I do afterwards, book reading, it could be anything, that's gonna be my reward afterwards, because that's my time frame where it suits best for my schedule to try to squeeze it in there. Unless you are being that can get up early after you done started and then you can change it and shift it. But all of that comes with disciplining yourself. All the things that I'm sitting here naming ain't really have anything to do with motivation besides the reward system that comes at the end. That's if you choose to put a reward system at the end, which I believe in reward systems. You know, the same way I believe we're supposed to be disciplining ourselves, I believe we're supposed to be rewarding ourselves too. We don't have to have rewards from outside forces. You know, if you use them for assistance, like say you've been doing great in everything you've been doing and you've been eating healthy for the past 6-7 months or something like that, or a year or two, and you just like, I just want a fucking ice cream cone. Go get a fucking ice cream cone. Your body is alkaline based and it's acidic based, so you have to have a balance. Not telling you to go indulge, but it's a small reward considering that you don't indulge in that stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be ice cream. Once again, you can put another example in place. These are just quick examples that I'm thinking of to put in place. But your discipline waking up at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? If you don't always want to be down, that's more so leaning with discipline. You have to discipline yourself to get up. Then you set the reward system. Then you can look at your reward system is going to be your motivation. Your reward system is going to be your motivation. That's if you need the motivation. Once you already started implementing these steps in your daily routine, the reward system is probably going to get shifted or changed to something else, because now you already have this consistent flow of the next thing that you just added into your routine already. So your discipline, we fight it within ourselves. It's hard teaching it outward, to the ones around us, but understanding that if you can teach people and if you can learn to discipline yourself, it's going to take you a lot further than needing to be motivated, because some things you're going to do is not going to come with a reward system at the end, and you won't always be able to replace the reward system at the end, besides saying, hey, I got through it, which could be looked at as a reward, you know what I'm saying, to some certain degree. But for the most part, you're gonna want to make sure that you focused on implementing the discipline before motivation. You have to be disciplined. You're not going to be inspired if you're not disciplined. You have to be disciplined. It's everything is like a timeline. You have to do it 1, 2, 3, 4. You can try to do 1, 3, 2, 4. You know what I'm saying? But it'll flow smoother if you do 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make this easier for ourselves, because we already got shit a lot harder. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna run up too much longer. Tap everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.